AirPods Pro 2s versus the Beats Fit Pro. Fit, form and function over the latest and greatest technology that Apple has to give. Today we are putting up these earbuds against each other to try and answer the question of which one should you buy. Now we're going to cover everything from audio quality, noise cancellation, transparency, their fit, the features, battery life, microphone quality, and of course, the price. So let's start off comparing the audio quality. Now I tried listening to a number of tracks while swapping headphones, sometimes even using one of each headphone to try and tell the difference. But actually, I couldn't really tell much of a difference when you drive this right down to just pure audio quality. Now if I'm being really picky at things, I'd say perhaps the clarity on the highs with the Beats Fit Pro isn't as strong as with the AirPods Pros 2, but overall they are really great headphones. The sound quality is incredible, and for the size of them, there is a surprising amount of bass that comes from them too. So I'm currently listing some architects for those people that are interested in architects. You can hear the kick drum all the way through to the higher end cymbals on the AirPods Pro 2s. Still sounds great. Unless you're an audiophile, I don't think you would notice the difference between these or the AirPods 2s or even the Pixel Buds Pros, to be fair. So I would call this a draw between both of these headphones. Now for noise cancellation, I'm going to have no music playing. I'm going to play some background noise and tell you how much I can hear. Okay, so the car, I can't really hear much. It was like a background drone noise, but that really annoying like psh noise there, that really cut through. I really heard that clearly. Now for the train, I can just about hear that like high-pitched noise. Now the bus, I can hear again, but it's faint, but it's still very clear. Oh, interesting. I'm actually hearing the adaptive noise cancellation kick in for the first time. I can actually hear it as it's trying to adapt to like filter out the bus noises there. That's pretty cool. That's something the Beats Fit Pros can't do. Okay, so this is interesting. If you wear the Apple Watch and you have the AirPods Pro 2s, the noise app on here will actually tell you how loud everything is down the bottom. But if you scroll up, it will also read off how much it's reducing the noise around you. That's something I've not seen before on any other headphones, and certainly not on the Beats Fit Pros as well. That's very interesting. Okay, so for the airplane, oh, interesting. Yeah, so with the airplane, I heard the adaptive noise cancellation kick in the first few seconds there again. I can barely hear the plane now. Oh. Okay, the baby I can very clearly hear. Annoyingly so. It's, I guess, because it's not getting enough time to filter out the baby noise because it's like a one-off kind of noise you're hearing. Okay, let's have a look at the office sounds here. I can barely hear anything, like shuffling of papers, maybe? Keyboard typing, I can hear the keyboard typing. I can't actually hear any of the background noise, like the people typing and talking and those kind of things. It's spookily quiet and really good. Okay. Okay, the monkey I can hear is very quiet, but I can definitely hear the monkey still. What's next?
It's
Okay, I can definitely hear Boris Johnson there. It's quiet. You can hear it cancelling it out, but I can still hear him. I can still hear what he's saying. I can just about hear the car. The train is clearer. More of the high frequencies are coming through on this one. Right, the bus I can hear. Again, it is much clearer than the AirPods Pro 2s. So for the noise cancellation, I'd actually give the edge slightly, only very so slightly, to the AirPods Pro 2s. Not by much. Like, I wasn't as blown away. Like, it wasn't as incredibly amazing as all of these like YouTube reviews that I watch seem to make it out to be. I suspect there's a slight over-dramatization on the AirPods Pros 2 just to get you to watch their videos this year. Discussion for another time. Let's talk about transparency mode now. Okay, so transparency mode on now. Okay, so for transparency mode here, I can't actually tell the difference as to what I'm hearing than when I don't have the AirPods in. That is really incredible. I'm gonna have to pause that for copyright, but literally the only difference is that I know that I'm wearing headphones. It's really bizarre. Everything sounds identical. It doesn't even sound like anything's processing the audio and then like feeding it into my ear. It is so realistic. I think if I was to be really picky, there's maybe just a slight lacking in bass as you take the headphones in and out, but that's it. That's very realistic. And actually, even so, with the transparency mode on with the AirPods Pro 2s, I'm getting like it feels like the air is still getting to my eardrums. It's a really weird kind of explanation, but it feels like other than I could slightly tell I'm wearing them because they're very light headphones. That's very good. Very, very good. Okay, over to the Beats now. Okay, right, it's still very good. I can still feel that I'm wearing headphones, if that makes sense. There's more of a feeling that I have maybe like really thin earplugs in. It still does sound very, very clear, but I think the AirPod 2s were still like the best sounding, I think, definitely. Oh wait, no, there is a difference. So with the AirPod Pro 2s in, I can actually still hear the fan whirring in my NAS drive that's kind of down here somewhere, whereas I can't hear that with the Beats Fit Pro. So even in transparency mode with the Beats Fit Pros, it still blocks out some of the the quieter background noise kind of things. That's definitely an interesting one. Clearly a runaway winner on transparency now. The AirPod Pro 2s absolutely take the win there. That is, after saying I didn't think much of the AirPod Pro 2s, that is astonishing. That is really, really good. But let's not forget ourselves, because next up we have the Fit. And this is my biggest gripe about Apple like AirPods in general. For a headphone that's had billions of like product development behind it, they just don't stay in my ears. But before we get to that, let me just do the comparison for you. Now the AirPod Pro 2s come with 4 sizes, the one fitted to them, and you get extra small, small, and large. And absolutely none of these stay in my ears. Yet, even when you run the fit test from your iPhone, all of them tell me they are an excellent fit. So yeah, go figure. But to truly see my problem, let's just see how many seconds it takes to shake both of these from my ears. 2 Mississippis and a headache. 2 Mississippis for one of the AirPod Pros to fall out. Now I know that fit is something that is subjective to everybody, and some people just have the right ears to fit the AirPod Pros and such, but I am not one of them. And actually I've seen this with so many of my friends as well, so I'd like to know from you, the viewer, wider audience, comment down below. Let me know, do you not find the AirPod Pros just don't stay in your ears? Like, maybe we could just count up all the votes to see what the general consensus is, but this is where the Beats Fit Pros just win outright. So let's do the test again for the Beats Fit Pros. Right, I'm not looking forward to this one because I know what's going to happen. Ready? Oh, I have a headache now. Ow. So if you didn't see there already, I couldn't actually make these things fall out of my ears. And that is because, finally, someone decided to put this tiny little rubber arm on top of the earbuds, which actually keeps them in your ears like all the time when I'm at the gym, when I'm running, and that is such a good design feature. Now the main reason why the AirPod Pros don't fit, I think, in most people's ears are because they're using silicone tips on here rather than memory foam tips, which if I use the Sony XM4 as an example, this is like memory foam where you kind of works like earplugs. You can press it and then it slowly expands over time into your ears. They fit, at least, a lot better than the silicone ear tips on the AirPod Pros. In fact, I actually made a video last year about how these fixed my issue in terms of being able to keep the AirPod Pros in my ears, and I'll link below to these. These are basically foam ear tips that you can fit to AirPod Pro 2s. But in terms of the fits, just going back to the headphones, unfortunately, it's just no comparison. The Beats Fit Pros just stay in your ears so much better. You know, I just don't have to worry about like one earbud falling out of my ear and just down the drain with the Beats. So yeah, for me, the Beats in terms of the fit. Now, in terms of features, we have very, very similar things here with a couple of differences. Now, there is hands-free support for Siri, which is great. You can do all of the usual touch controls to play, pause, skip forward, skip backward, rewind, you know, those kind of things. You can press and hold to switch between noise cancellation and transparency modes, and only on the AirPod Pro 2s, you can also swipe up and down on the stalks to change like the volume as well. Now you can change the volume with the Beats, but you have to go and change the behavior of the buttons in the app. So by doing that, you then lose like the other features, choice of one or the other. But within the app itself, you can also change transparency settings, change what actions come from pressing and holding the buttons, all the stalks of course. There's an ear fit test, which just for me, it just shows me is excellent for all the headphone sizes. So I'm a bit skeptical about how that works. And there's also spatial audio, which actually does sound pretty incredible on both sets of headphones. When you watch, you know, anything or listen to anything specifically shot for spatial audio. You can also use Apple's Find My network, and this is where one of the main differences comes into place here. So on the AirPod Pro 2s, you can find the case and the 2 individual AirPods if you just like through one two opposite ends of the room and the case in a third area as well. And you can individually ring them, which, given that the AirPod Pro 2's magnets that hold each earbud inside is pretty weak in all honesty, which then means the default behavior with this when you drop it on the floor is it opens, the headphones fall out, and then it probably just closes itself back up again, is quite a reassuring thing to have. Now with the Beats Fit Pro, you can't locate individual earbuds, and whilst you can play a noise on them, it plays a noise on both of them together, and there's no speaker on the case itself, so the case itself doesn't make any sound. And of course, when the earbuds are in the case, like closed, nothing happens because they're not actively connected to your phone, which the iPhone needs to be able to kind of get them to play noises. But the magnets in these earbuds are much stronger. Like I can literally pick up the case with how strong the magnets are when I'm holding one of the earbuds. So that's how strong the magnets are. So when I drop this on the floor from like a pocket height, they don't fly open like the AirPod Pro 2s do, and they don't spill out and then close itself. That is a key difference with how like both the Find My feature works across both of these, but also how likely you are to lose each of these earbuds. And also for features whilst we're here, the AirPod Pro 2s are IPX rated, which means they're sweat resistant but not waterproof or sweat proof, whereas the Beats Fit Pros are IPX4 rated, so they're actually splash proof. Now the AirPod Pro 2s will still be fine for like workouts. Just be careful you don't splash them when coming out from the shower or anything like that. And charging. Now the AirPod Pro 2s come with wireless charging, wireless MagSafe charging actually, where you can use any like Apple Watch charger or any random like MagSafe charger that you're using to charge like your iPhone around the house. So if you have MagSafe chargers around the house, that is pretty cool. Otherwise, it's just USB-C charging on both of the headphones if you want to wire them in, which is the only option you have for the Beats Fit Pros. Battery life is 6 hours for the AirPods and the Beats on a single charge, and with the case they provide up to 24 hours. So in total, they are absolutely identical here on the battery. Now as far as microphone quality goes, what you're hearing back now is recorded using these headphones, and I'm going to leave it up to my editor to score the audio quality based on what he thinks sounds best. What you're hearing back now is recorded using these headphones, and I'm going to leave it up to my editor once again to score the audio quality based on what he thinks sounds best. As far as pricing goes, this is where there is quite a difference. $249 for the AirPod Pro 2s, which is really quite high. The Beats Fit Pros, though, are currently £219, but you can find them for about $179 online, so £70 cheaper. And honestly, I'm personally digging the Beats Pro for that price and also the fit. Unless you are one of those chosen people whose AirPods Pros don't just fly out from your ears constantly, then the only real difference between these are really the ability to use the Find My to ring the case and each bud separately, which is cool, but would it make you want to buy them over the other? Let me know down in the comments below what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.